Hello and welcome to Mailtrap videos, where we explore the world of emails. In this video, we will show you how to send emails in Powershell using an API. Powershell users have multiple methods of sending emails at their disposal. But for this video, we'll be focusing on sending emails via an API. You can learn how to send via an SMTP service by giving our other videos a watch. To do the email sending, we'll be using two different solutions: system.net.mail API and Mailtrap Email Sending's Email API. Let's start with Mailtrap. To create a Mailtrap account, head to mailtrap.io and click the Sign Up button in the upper right corner. After that, choose the method of registration, fill in the necessary fields, and click on the Sign Up button to complete the account creation process. With your account ready, open the Mailtrap dashboard and click on Email Sending, and then on Sending Domains. Next, type in your sending domain and click on Add Your Domain. After adding a domain, copy the generated DNS records and add them one by one to the DNS registrar of the same domain. Finish up by clicking on Verify All. Once your domain has been verified, you can start sending emails. As the first step in this process, you'll need to retrieve the Mailtrap Email Sending Email API credentials. These credentials can be found by navigating to the Sending Domains tab under Email Sending, and then clicking on a domain you want to use. Each domain will have its own SMTP and API credentials available through dedicated tabs. As you might have guessed, the credentials necessary for this tutorial will be under the API tab. There, you can also find the API endpoint, which will have to be added to your PowerShell email sending script. For the script, you start off by defining the URI variable and assigning it to a string representing the address of the API endpoint we just mentioned. Then you define the JSON data variable and assign it to a JSON formatted string representing an email message. Within the JSON formatted string, you can find the email address of the sender, the name associated with the sender, the email address of the recipient, the subject line of the email, the text body of the email. With the JSON data variable defined, you can proceed with setting the email message headers by defining a headers hash table and assigning it two key value pairs. The first key value pair consists of the content type key and the application/JSON value, and indicates that the content being sent is in JSON format. The second key value pair consists of the authorization key and the bearer, plus a token value, and is used for authenticating the sender's identity, as well as authorizing them to access certain resources. Once the headers are set, you can send the post request. For that, you'll first need to create a variable that will store the response received from the web service. To this variable, you'll assign the value returned by a command that uses a single commandlet with multiple parameters. The commandlet used will be the invoke REST method commandlet, while the parameters will be URI, which specifies the URI of the web service, method, which specifies that the HTTP method to be used is post, body, which includes the data to be sent in the request, in this case in JSON format, and headers, which allows you to include additional HTTP headers in the request. To display the response returned by the web service in relation to your post request, simply write the name of the response variable after the above explained command. If everything is in order, upon running, the code should produce a message confirming the successful sending within the PowerShell integrated scripting environment, along with an email in the recipient's inbox. Now, it's time to cover email sending using system.net.mail API. This API is part of the .NET Framework class library, intended for sending email within PowerShell. To start, you first need to set the email address of the sender and the email address of the recipient. Then you need to define the email subject and the email body. Once that is done, you can assign the SMTP server details to the SMTP client variable and create a new SMTP client using the same variable and port number 587. For the client, you also need to enable the usage of the SSL protocol. and set the credentials. To finally send the email, use the send method of the SMTP client and pass it the message sender, recipient, subject, and body. Upon running the code, if all went well, the email should land in the recipient's inbox. And that's it for this tutorial on sending emails from PowerShell via an API. For those of you who want to learn how to send emails via a third-party SMTP service or Gmail and test PowerShell emails prior to sending, we've prepared dedicated tutorials. The links are waiting for you in the description. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by Mailtrap, an email delivery platform to test, send, and control your email infrastructure in one place. Like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to see more tutorials like this one. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more useful content on email deliverability. See you in our next one.